And it's just a shame, like, because there really isn't anything Kyler can't do that these other quarterbacks can do. There's nothing. It's like in here, it's that fourth quarter focus, 2 minutes left in the game. Can you do it? He has to examine that himself.
Fresh off the Senior Bowl and out here with their incredible coverage on ESPN, it's NFL analyst Louis Riddick. He joins us here on PHNX. Carlos. Louis, how's it going, man? You're kind of running the gauntlet. Mobile here. You'll be at the Combine shortly.
Yeah, this is that time of year, man, where you kind of have, I really wouldn't say a lull. I mean, you don't really have any lull until June or July. But now it's about to really ramp up, and you're about to change your focus. It's going to be about team building now for the next 3-4 months, which is really cool. It's a whole different conversation. There's a lot of thirst out there. People want to know, like as soon as this game's over. Well, quite honestly, there's 30 teams right now who really don't give a damn about what happens in this game. They're like, how does our team get better next year?
We cover one of those teams.
Yeah, exactly. So people want to just talk about that now for the next 3-4 months, and that's cool. I kind of like that too.
Louis, before we jump into the Cardinals, the rumor that we keep hearing from a lot of people is Stafford's not a lock to go back to the Rams. Are you in that camp? I feel like that's lunacy, right?
No, I think, I've heard that, and I think there may have been maybe some consideration about that. But look, Sean's not going to let him go. I don't know if Matthew wants to change teams now for a second time, and he's in a real good spot out there. They'll get that worked out from a money perspective. That guy's a Hall of Famer. That guy, you know what? I'll tell you what. He may have the most talented arm in the NFL. Now, when you put it all together because of what Patrick does and how he has affected Kansas City, he's going to go, like right now, you could probably say he's the most talented quarterback to ever play the game. Matthew may be the most pure thrower you've ever seen. Remember, Matthew Stafford was throwing no-look passes before Patrick Mahomes got in the league.
Yeah, right.
So that dude's a bad dude now. He ain't going anywhere. He'll be in L.A.
Let's keep talking about talented quarterbacks because the Arizona Cardinals have one that has some of the most talent in the NFL. Arm talent. He can move. Kyler Murray. But how does he take his game to the next level?
With Kyler, it's always all right. Look, so the running game, the passing game, the consistency of the coaching staff. Like all those things are things that are really not in his control that that need to be like rock solid in order for quarterbacks to take it to the next level like you're talking about, which is to help a team win in a big spot, in a big way, winning division titles, getting into the playoffs, making it to championship games. Those are a lot of the things that have to be the foundation of what happens. For Kyler himself, look, in the biggest of moments, he has to be able to lock in and play his biggest in the best moments like the best quarterbacks do. And I don't really know how, what the secret is for him to do that. Some of that stuff is just intrinsic. Some of that stuff you're born with. Some people have that clutch, that ability to, okay, you know what? There's 3 minutes left in the game. I got to take my team 70 yards. We have one timeout. I'm going to make every right decision here, and I'm going to get the ball to the right guy. There are certain guys that just do that automatically. And they also have coaches who put them in great positions. Does Kyler have all that around him in order to make sure that he can execute in those kinds of ways? There's always been talk surrounding Kyler as far as, is he the alpha leader that you need that gets everyone else to raise their game in those big moments so they're where they need to be so everyone can kind of like help drive this bus to the promised land together. There's always been question about whether or not he's that guy. And I've known it because I've been down there a couple of times to call games down there, and that conversation's always circling around him. Fair or not, it's always circling around him. That's never circled around Patrick. That never circles around Josh. That never circles around Lamar. That never circles around Joe Burrow. Now, I know you're going to say, well, the only one who you just mentioned that's won Super Bowls is Patrick Mahomes. Well, you're right. He's a unicorn. He's a freak. He's different. But these other guys, you would also say are in a different tier, and then there's Kyler. In order to get into that tier with Joe and Lamar and Josh and them, like some of those questions, he has to kind of put that to rest somehow, some way.
How does he do that? Like, how does he keep himself from having these late season lulls that we used to, frankly, Louis, associate with Cliff Kingsbury?
Right.
Is it an indictment at K1 now that Cliff goes to Washington, albeit with the best rookie quarterback maybe of all time? And they're a quarter, 2 quarters away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. See, some of it is going to have to, he's going to have to really look inward and put some of that on himself and say, hey, look, what am I doing as far as my preparation, my attention to detail, my resiliency, staying power late in the season to be able to make sure that I'm not drifting. I'm doing everything I need to do, taking care of my body, my mind, my preparation, all that stuff, getting guys to making sure guys are doing the right things too. And see, that stuff is hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, man, to play 18 games and be on top of it every single freaking time.
Yeah.
And that's why those guys playing games like this, that they're going to be playing on Sunday. I don't know. A lot of that comes with, like I said, some self-examination, self-reflection, and go, who do you really want to be? What do you really want to be? You know, Tom Brady has one of the greatest quotes ever when he did his Hall of Fame speech, or rather, when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame at the Patriots. Mm-hmm. And he says, you know, being great, I'm paraphrasing, but being great and being one of the all-time greats, you don't always have to be the most talented.
Yeah.
But you have to be willing to do what 99% of people in this world are not willing to do, which is just simply be consistent. And that is so damn true. I try to tell my kids that, and they're just kind of like, yeah, okay, Dad, be consistent. We get it. Work hard. Yeah, I'm like,
one ear out the other.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, don't believe me. Here, I'll just show you this Tom Brady video. And they go, that's too long. You know, that's not a 20-second clip. I can't, but you know what I mean? But that's what it is.
Let me ask you a quick question, then we know you got to go. Should the Cardinals consider taking a developmental quarterback this year?
You know what? A developmental quarterback, like, what are the chances of that guy being better than what Kyler Murray could give you? When you're talking about developmental, I don't know. Should they take a guy who, like I was just talking to you about before we got started, or should they take a guy like Tyler Shuck from Louisville? Yeah, you know, I'm going to keep beating this drum, by the way.
Okay.
This guy's going to wind up watch. I'm just saying Tyler Shuck, Shough. It looks like show, but it's Shuck. That's how you pronounce it. I don't know. There's always, you know, it's few and far between that you hit on a guy like that winds up being a franchise caliber guy. I mean, you're probably kind of like looking for a needle in a haystack to think you're going to find someone developmental that's going to be better than what Kyler could ultimately be. A lot of times when you find franchise quarterbacks, it's because by some like weird alignment of the stars, some great player becomes available via free agency or a trade, or because you stink so bad that you're picking in the top 2 or 3. And the Cardinals they're not in either one of those positions. So I don't know if that really gets you to where you want to go anyway. And it's just a shame, like, because there really isn't anything Kyler can't do that these other quarterbacks can do. There's nothing. It's like in here. It's that fourth quarter focus, 2 minutes left in the game. Can you do it? He has to examine that himself.
Yeah. Gannon's a Louisville guy. Shuck's a Louisville guy. I don't know. We'll see.
You know, I'll tell you what. I love John Gannon. Like, he is. I mean, he's
great leader.
Intense. I really like him. I really like.
Can they win big with him?
I think they can. I think they can. You know, and his messaging sometimes will have people going, "Whoa!" You know, like. But I like that. I like it because he really cares.
Yeah,
he cares.
Players love him.
Yep. So I'm hoping the best for him.
Incredible insight, of course, from Louis Riddick, ESPN. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the time in NOLA. We'll see you at the Combine.
Thanks for having me on.
Combine, man.
Of course.
Thank you.